Hi, welcome to BizSight, financial accounting software for small business from Biz Technologies. My name is Ranjit Charles, and I have the pleasure of taking you through a high-level overview of BizSight. BizSight is offered in three different editions. BizSight 365, which is our cloud edition, hosted on Microsoft Azure, our on-premise editions, BizSight Professional and BizSight Manufacturing. You have a lot of functionality bundled into BizSight, well beyond financial accounting software. You have multi-currency capabilities for international markets, value-added taxes, you have time tracking against jobs, you also have a manufacturing software and a migration utility for Microsoft Office accounting. Let's go ahead and log in and take a quick look at some of the navigation and high-level elements. We have the different areas organized at the top and the same on the left side. And on the left side, you can expand it and get into different lists like customer list, invoice list. You also have a little hamburger menu that allows you to expand or collapse the menu system. So let's go ahead and click on customers and take a look at a list. So there's your customer list, your item list, and you can drill down and open those customer lists, and you've got status on the left side. You also have a dashboard that brings all your company metrics together, whether it's aging or outstanding invoices or monthly sales. On the accounting side, I'm going to open a place where you can run reports, select a particular area like purchasing or sales and get the detailed reports behind it. Financial reports like profit and loss, balance sheet. Next, we're going to take a quick look at the invoicing process, which is likely our most used application. We're going to choose invoice from the top. You can also choose it using the start a task menu. As soon as you click, the customer list gets shortlisted. We're going to try Pro, and it'll give us the Pro sporting goods. You can change dates, change payment terms. And the payment terms default from the customer master. You can also expand that shipping details. We call that an accordion. It gives additional information that you can hide or expand. Let's go ahead and enter some and add a few items. So we're going to select bicycle blue. Let's go ahead and order 2 of them. I can change the price if I wanted to. If there is a price level already defined that will for this customer, that'll be brought in here. We can add notes. So you just click on the external memo or internal memo icon there and add notes. Let's go ahead and select another item. Let's go and pick up some helmets that go along with the bicycle. And this one does require assembly, so we're going to add a few hours to assemble the bicycle. Next, we can select different templates that we can use. You can custom. These templates are totally customizable. We're going to preview them. You can print them. You can email them. You can export them. Again, these are completely customizable for your business with logos and designs and so on. You can also print out other documents like pick lists, packing lists, and each one of them comes in several different flavors. Let's go ahead and close it. Next, let's go ahead and receive a payment from the customer. You can select the customer menu selection on the left side and choose receive payment and go from there, or you can go to the top menu and select payment. In this case, we're going to go straight to the invoice list, choose the invoice, and then right click, and we call that a context menu, and using that we will receive the customer payment. And notice that the correct amount is already selected for payment. You can change it, and we're going to give it a reference, whether it's a online payment number or a check that was sent by the customer. And we're going to go ahead and save this. And we're back at the invoice, where we can choose the list filters. Here we're choosing paid, and we're going to go ahead and choose invoice 614. That was the invoice we just entered, and there's, you see the status. And if this was a open invoice, you could have edited it. Next, we're going to take a look at some of our master data. Here where I opened a customer list, and notice that we've got different currencies. The product is fully multi-currency and VAT capable, which means that you can not only run it in the United States, but in most countries in the world. So here we've got a new look for our customer master. We can track several phone numbers, several email addresses. We've added social media, and you can actually label them as Twitter, Facebook, so on in the settings, and they would actually show up here. Multiple contacts, and each contact can actually track notes as well. So you're going to see this notes capability kind of permeate everywhere in the software. And here you've got multiple notes, and I'm opening one that I've added in the past, and notice that how it brings in all the images very smoothly, like a web page. Next, let's take a look at the items or item master. We're going to choose Bicycle Blue. You can have service items, stocked items, and notice this is a stocked item in a bicycle. I can actually add an image to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our vendor master. Vendor master will be a mirror image of the customer master. Here we have active vendors and inactive vendors. Next, let's take a look at our purchasing side. We'll start with our purchase orders. Here I'm selecting a list of purchase orders, and I can use the plus sign to add a new purchase order, or go to the top menu and add a new purchase order. So as soon as I open it, I can click on it and get a list of vendors. I can type and shortlist it as well. And once again, similar to the invoice, you have the expansion area or accordion that allows you to add more information under the shipping details. Let's go ahead and select a few items. Here I'm selecting Bicycle Blue. I'm going to put a note. I'm looking to get 3 blues. And even though the item is called Bicycle Blue, I am going to go ahead and order 2 reds. Next, let's go ahead and pick up some helmets to go with it. Delivery date, payment terms, all those could be changed. You can preview the purchase order, you can print it out, you can email it out, you can export it out. You have, once again, you have many templates to choose from. Let's go. Next, we're going to record an expense in the system. I'm choosing cash here. And then once I'm in, I'm choosing the vendor that I purchased something from. And notice that in this case, it's defaulting the account that is used for expenses for this specific vendor. And I'm going to enter an amount here. Let's go ahead and choose a second account number. It's a purchase account. Let's go ahead and enter an amount. And we're done. And we can also add purchases by items, where you can actually choose the items instead of the account number, choose the quantity, the price that you purchased it at, and simple as that, you're done with recording your purchase. We will also explore a scenario where you're going to just record the vendor's invoice or the purchase invoice. It's called the vendor, we call it the vendor bill, and it is something that you would record the invoice and then pay it later. From the invoice, I'm entering the information into the system. Invoice for a few items that we purchased. We're taking the price and amounts off the invoice and recording it in the system. And we're going to go ahead and save it. Again, the vendor, the next step in the process is paying the vendor, or in some cases, maybe you're getting a credit from the vendor, and you can record that as well. As you would expect from an accounting system, you can enter a journal entry. We select a journal at the top. Here I'm going to just enter a month-end entry. We're going to put it for the end of November. We're going to record some prepaid expense. You could either select the account or type the number, or start typing the name, and it'll pick it up. And we're going to show that we actually paid it out of our checking account, and it will automatically balance the entries and allow you to change it and offset it if you needed it. And that wraps up the journals. Last but not least, in this overview, we're going to take a look at some of our reports. I'm going to choose the customer side, and you can do this from any home page, but here I'm choosing sales. I choose the customer summary report and show display, and there's our report. You can change the periods if you wanted to. Next, we're going to take a look at our detailed report. And these reports, you can add columns to it. You can export them out. Let's go ahead and close that. And I'm going to run a financial report. So I just choose company and financial, and I'm going to scroll down to select profit and loss. Let's go ahead and display that. And there we are. Once again, you can add columns to it. You can add year to date. You could add previous month. Many different things to customize the report that you need. That concludes our demo. Once again, BizSight, our new generation product from Biz Technologies. You have 3 different options. You have the cloud option, where you don't need to have anything installed on your site, which is BizSight 365, or you can run it on-prem at your location, which is BizSight Professional, as well as add-on manufacturing if you're a manufacturer. And do not hesitate to get in touch with us at www.biztechnologiesonline.com or send us an email at hello@biztechnologies.co. Again, thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you in our next video.